Cold freak, got a high kick, Mr. Twister, moist with blistering. Take it up, step aside, see the world effects as effects, take a bow to the moon. Brainwave made with cycle, got a high kick, collect, select, show me your best, like crystals, blisters, it's all over now. Psycho King, you're looking not anymore, candy king. Cold freak, got a high kick, Mr. Twister, moist with blistering. Take it up, step aside, see the world effects as effects, take a bow to the moon. Morning rays, hairs make queens. Get on the way to the nest of the west. Honest, they once had a dream. Bells of society in the shells of the unity. Cornet and spin it, the sound flows. Balls for the home, drive by the power of dreams. That power is yet unknown. Morning rays, hairs make queens. Get on the way to the nest of the west. Honest, they once had a dream. Bells of society in the shells of the unity. Cornet and spin it, the sound flows. Balls for the home, drive by the power of dreams. That power is yet unknown.
Hello! Here we are with the final... Who keeps disliking these streams? I don't know. I don't care. Actually, now that you say that, it does seem like somebody just comes in, dislikes it, and then leaves. I have no idea who that is. That's actually kind of funny. So, anyway, here we are. We are going to be finishing up the World Ends With You stuff today. We are going to do a little bit of another day. So there are 2 extra days in the game, another day and a new day. A new day is new to the Switch version, but we're going to do a little bit of another day, and then we're going to do these secret reports. Then we're going to do a new day, and then a few more secret reports at the end, because there are some secret reports having to do with a new day. But anyway, yeah, the secret reports thing is going to be... It's going to be long, because there's a lot. But yeah, it's basically just going to be chilling, reading it while listening to the music. Basically, I found a playlist of the entire OST, and I'll just have that on random and skip songs if they don't feel like good report reading songs. But yeah. Are we going to watch the trailers? Oh yeah, I forgot to look for trailers. Yeah, we can try to do that. We'll see. That would be fun. But yeah. With that, I think we can start, even though there's only two people. That's fine. We can start on another day, kind of. We're not actually gonna watch most of this, so just want to show. Yeah, to tell you. Basically, there's a description before you click on this day that's like, experience an adventure that totally actually happened, or something like that. Is pretty funny. So the tale you are about to experience depicts a world entirely separate from that of the main story. So it's basically like an alternate universe, parallel timeline, something. It's really, it's really weird. And most of it is not that important to the story. But there is, I think it shows it here. So yeah, these are all alternate universe versions, and also you can like find a bunch of the people who worked on the game, like Nomura. You can talk to him. I don't remember who the other people are. Come on, where is it? Okay, here's some important stuff. Shinji Hashimoto, yeah. Any resemblance to real persons or organizations is purely coincidental. Hello to Porgmaster. So, and of course there's an ad because I skipped way ahead. I have no idea what's going on, but that looks really good. Now I want it. Okay. Where? Oh, okay, so So this is alternate universe, Neku. It's been a couple of years now. I was looking at the Utagawa wall tag. Mr. H came up and talked to me. And after that, I started going to his cafe. So I think what's happening, I kind of skipped over it, is an optional thing in this day. You can, I think after you've completed all the main stuff in it, or most of it anyway, you can find Mr. H and, oh, you liked the stream in order to restore the balance, the order. Nice, thanks to Portmaster. So you see Mr. H just kind of walking around, and you go follow him. And you're at Pork City, the place where you fought Sho Minamimoto. Eventually I found out he was Cat, but really that's all I know. I wish the guy would open up a little more. It seems like he's been really busy lately. His shop's been closed a lot too, even more than usual. Wonder if he's got something else going on on top of his work's Cat. Something I could help with. Oh, that was a weird music change. But if I've got what it takes, I just wish I could help lighten his load. So as you go up the floors, he keeps... Why am I going nuts chasing him down like this? I don't even really know. I just am worried. Worried that if I don't, he'll disappear on me. I couldn't handle that again. Thinking back on it now, it was him. He's the reason I met Mr. H. I wouldn't have found the mural in Utagawa if he hadn't told me about it. He was my one real friend. The only guy in my class I could talk to as an equal. I was fine with that, just him and me. Man, I miss him. Not that I have a right to. Not after I killed him. I'll never forget that day. We were set up to meet at the usual spot. I asked him to come. I was waiting in front of the cat mural, but he never came. Only later did I hear about the accident. I was so mad, then I felt awful. I shouldn't have asked him there. If not for me, he'd still be here. It's like I killed him. Now I feel like it's going to happen again. Like I'm going to lose Mr. Hanekuma. I don't think I could take it. It almost broke me last time. If it happened again, No. I need to keep him here, do what I can to help him, so he won't go away. There's gotta be something. So, that, I wanted to show that because, actually, the Porgmaster, I think the reason that that's in there is that, that is supposed to be something that actually happened to the Neku in the main timeline, and that's kind of why he is the way he is at the beginning of the game. I think it's like when Rhyme dies or something. I noticed it when we were going through, but it's somewhere in the main game. Neku mentions, like, it's just like last time, or something like that. And then it never gets brought up again. His friend would be in... Not everybody who dies gets into the game, I don't think. I'm pretty sure. That would be a lot of people. And remember, the game isn't being run every single week, so it's only some of the time. But no, his friend wasn't in the game. His friend is somebody that we don't know. And besides, even if he had been in the game, this was a while before Neku gets there, so he would have already had his week and probably got erased if he had been in the game at all. So yeah, that's a little bit of Neku's backstory, I guess. Mr. Hanekuma, what are you doing up here? Hey, phones. Phones? What's that? Oh, right, sorry, wrong you. Are you okay, Mr. Hanekuma? And what are you doing all the way up here? Just a little errand. I'm here to pick somebody up, but I wanted to check something while I was here. Check what? Oh boy, I knew it. Oh, that's interesting. I don't remember that. Visible in this world too, clear as day. This calls for serious action. Look, Mr. H, I want to help you. I want to pay you back for all you've done for me. Well, gee, Phones, you just seem so busy lately. I mean, I know I probably can't do much, but let me do what I can. Thanks. That's real decent of you to offer, Phones. I'll take you up on that. Really? I'm happy to work the cafe or clean up or whatever. I've had my eye on you for a while now. put the other U's in the middle of the game. Excuse me? And even though you're right there in the UG, I can't exactly interfere, even if it's just to test you a bit. Mr. Hanekuma, what's gotten into you? But this U is fair game. Let's have a look at what you can do. So then he fights something. Very nice, Phones. Mr. Hanekuma, why are you Oh yeah, he fights him. You said you wanted to help me. That day may come sooner than either of us expect. What? Later, kiddo. So, that was the, Mr. Hanekuma from our world. Wrong you, this is worse than some Undertale I use. That's interesting. So, yeah. The main games, Mr. Hanekuma was there. He said he was looking for someone, and that Neku would be able to help him soon, which kind of suggests that that happened sometime during the main story from Hanekuma's point of view. Plot twist, his friend is nice, Captain Joe. Wouldn't that be something? Oh boy. So yeah, I think there's also, it didn't show it in here, but you can also find somebody who is, well, not somebody who is, you can find another Joshua. So there is a Joshua in this Another Day story, but you can find another Joshua, and he gives you like a boss rush and stuff, and it's pretty obvious that he's the one from the main game too. But I guess it didn't show that. So both Joshua and Mr. Hanekuma are here in this parallel world. So that's all of Another Day that we have to see. So you know what that means. It is secret report time. So let's get some music going. Can turn it down a little, actually quite a bit. Put it on random too, or not. I already had it on random. Put it on repeat. Okay, let's do this. So you get a report for doing. You can only get them after you've beat the game, and you can go back to each day and get one report per day. His name is Psycho, his name is not Joshua. Okay, I'm sorry. Alright. So this is the first report. As is common knowledge, all games in the UG take place under our supervision. Ooh, excuse me. However, this particular game is saddled with nigh unbelievable set of extenuating circumstances, catching the attention of the higher plane. Thus, I shall be taking a more hands-on role this time, as detailed in this report. The core differences in this game are as follows. Number 1, its role in plans for Shibuya's destruction. Number 2, the composer's absence from the UG. And number 3, the resulting limitations to his powers. And number 4, the game being played by a proxy. The composer has informed me of 2 major points. That he plans to destroy the UG, but also that his final decision will hinge on the outcome of his game with the conductor. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I blanked out for a second. I don't know why. A provisional rule for this game requires the composer to vacate the underground. So this is all stuff that we learned at the very end of the game. It is unprecedented for the composer to be absent during a game. I cannot predict what effect it may have. Furthermore, the composer must lower the frequency of his vibe to travel from the UG to the RG, inevitably curtailing his abilities. So frequency and vibe, that will be explained later in the reports. But yes, that is a thing. And it has to do with traversing the different planes. This makes investigating the conductor and his strategy incredibly difficult, as the composer is still the only one who knows who and what I am. It means lingering in the UG to author reports carries a lethal risk. The greatest randomizer in the current game is the use of a hand-picked proxy to compete against the conductor in the composer's stead. No information on this person exists at present. While the situation seems dire, I believe I have the key to getting ahead of all of this at hand. I believe the key to getting ahead of all this is at hand. You see, time always builds upon the past. I have already located our key. It is a pin request from the conductor. You just stopped my vibe, man. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of weird terminology, but it is what it is. So, whoever is writing these reports, we don't know quite who it is yet, unless you can probably guess. You might be able to guess. Noticed that a pin was requested by the conductor, Shades. It's kind of hard to remember the difference between composer and conductor sometimes, but the conductor is Megumi Kitaniji. So, yeah, this game also has memes. True. Okay. Anyway, we're still on the first one. These are so long. Normally, the psych manifestations of pins are determined by one's imagination. Yes, that's also a thing. Thus, by analyzing the pin, the user's imagination, or rather their true intentions, are revealed. The psych manifestations of pins are determined by one's imagination. So that means that Neku must have a lot of imagination to be able to be so good at using psychs. But by analyzing the pin, the user's imagination or their true intentions are revealed. Unfortunately, this order came through the composer and never came into contact with the conductor. Thus, I could not use it to determine the nature of his imagination. Wait. I think that maybe is supposed to be switched around? This order came through the composer and I don't know. Maybe whoever was writing this down got it mixed up. Got composer and conductor mixed up, I don't know. I too have lowered my vibe to tune into the UG, limiting my abilities. No, that means he has good imagination if he's good at psychs. However, at this stage, realizing that this pin holds the key is sufficient. The possibility of forestalling the plans for the UG's destruction remains the same. So whoever's writing this, doesn't want the UG to be destroyed. Okay. As the game was set to end, I felt an intense burst of soul. At its source, I found the composer's hand-picked proxy, one Neku Sakuraba. Let it be noted that once danger was past, the soul he expelled rapidly tapered off. As the game was set to end. Wait, I'm confused. I've read these before and I'm confused. What is he talking about? As the game was set to end? Oh, not yet. Good music. Okay. Once the danger was past, the soul he expelled rapidly tapered off. I shall define soul as it exists in the UG later. For now, let it suffice to say that it is the energy he bears within him. His unstable soul is the result of a rift between his body and emotional mind. The discord can be traced to a few causes. 1. His dense and all-inclusive soul composition. 2. Internal confusion inhibiting the unity of his emotional self and physical body. And 3. The exacerbation of that confusion by memory loss due to his entry fee. Make sense? Okay, see you in a bit, Deporg Master. Shibuya's fate may rest on how well he manages to stabilize his soul. To measure his stability, I gave him a harmonizer pin. It can only be used when he cooperates with his partner. Oh, okay, so this is right after... So this is when, now we know who it is. Who gave him the harmonizer pin? It was Mr. Hanekuma, Mr. H. So, yeah, he gave him... This is when that first conversation with him happens. Hang on just a second. I'm telling these people to stop texting me. Okay. So yeah, he gave him the harmonizer pin. Synchronizing with another hinges on his ability to stabilize his own soul. Thus, successful use of the pin would indicate he has made progress on that front. So he's trying to get him to cooperate with people. With his partner. The further he's able to push his and his partner's psych resonance through fusion, the greater his own internal stability will have become. So fusion, I think that's like the team attack thing. Nice song. The progress of his soul merits close observation henceforth. Allow me to redefine the composer's role. As I continue to observe the game's progress, I have a clear view of the enormous effect of the composer's absence. A clear definition of his duties are key to understanding the extent of this disruption. The composer holds absolute authority over the underground. Anything important you miss? No, I think we were just kind of talking about... well, I guess it was kind of revealed whoever's writing this was the one who gave Neku the harmonizer pin that forced him to do the co-op team attacks with his partner. So the one who's writing it is Mr. H. Yeah. And also that what he's talking about here in this section was like right before the first time Mr. H talked to Neku. Anyway, the composer holds absolute authority over the underground. By authority, I mean the right to determine rules. He is the only one who can change the composition of the UG, and sole creator of this Shibuya. The underground Shibuya is created and organized by the composer's rules, which pit players against Reapers in a struggle for survival. A new composer only arises when the previous one is defeated. The victor takes the victim's place. At this juncture, the new composer rewrites the rules of UG Shibuya. Interesting. However, there being no composer at all is a different situation. It means rules that make up the UG are invalid. In other words, without a composer, the underground collapses. However, the composer's absence is still a secret. At present, only 3 people know: the composer himself, his opponent the conductor, and the producer, me. So that's what he is in all this. He is the producer, not the conductor, but something entirely different. But the composer is the only one who knows that he has a role in this at all. The producer's role is that of guardian over the game. For observation purposes, he must sometimes descend from the higher plane to the underground. While the producer is natively an entity from the higher plane, he can adjust the frequency of his vibe to visit the UG and lower planes. Think of a radio. Going from station A to station UG simply requires tuning into a different frequency. That actually is a helpful analogy, thank you. The producer has the power to contact any and all beings in the underground. However, he is strictly prohibited from revealing his identity in the UG. His existence endangers the stability of the rules and balance of the RG and UG. Thus, the producer's identity must stay a secret from Reapers and players, not to mention those in the RG. He may freely contact only one person as the producer, and that is the composer. So that's what the whole frequency thing means. Don't recognize this song. There are probably lots of songs that I'm not going to know very well. So, whatever kind of being Hanekuma and Joshua are, they are residents of the higher plane, and they have the ability to adjust the frequency of their vibe to go into lower planes of existence. It's very interesting stuff. Kinda strange. The UG exists as a separate plane where the composer can judge the worth of men. Oh, this song. It's just a remix of this song. Within it are, within the UG are Reapers and human players. It is infeasible for the composer to judge all of humanity by himself, so a filtering system utilizing the Reapers was created, the Reapers game. Reapers act as a test, weeding out unfit players. Upon becoming a player, one's physical body changes, gaining incredible strength and an extended lifespan. As Reaper and player alike progress through the game, engaging in imagination-driven combat, their soul is refined. So, I guess by the nature of the combat, using the pins, which require imagination, to fight the noise, it's basically helping them become... This theology is whack. Yeah. So that's basically naturally making them into better people, I guess? Through imagination. So, oh, now he's defining soul, finally. Soul is abstract matter revealed through our research into life and death, and a component in the makeup of the atmosphere. And a component in the makeup of the atmosphere, humans, will, thought all phenomena. Oh, I see. They just wrote that weird. And a component in the makeup of atmosphere, humans, will, thought, all phenomena. Okay. As Reapers execute the game, they undergo a process of evolution, from grunts to officers to the composer. However, Reapers that follow the ideal route are rare, and most are erased by players. Reaper or player, those erased within the game, disperse the mind and spirit housed within their flesh in the form of soul. Thus, they are erased only from visible existence. Their soul persists in the UG until gathered and tied together according to a new code. This new code is essentially imagination. Given sufficient imagination, any form is possible, be it a pin or a Reaper. So the Reapers are just really edgy scientists with weird terminology. Well, maybe not all of them are scientists, but some of them have done research into this stuff apparently. So, given sufficient imagination, any form is possible, be it a pin or a Reaper. So, it's probably going to explain this later. But that's how Hanekuma was able to take Rhyme's soul, I guess, and kind of put it into a pin. I guess he wasn't powerful enough to just make her again, I guess. I don't know why it says a Reaper. Maybe only the composer has power to take their, has enough imagination to take the soul of someone and make them into a Reaper. I don't know. Take the soul of somebody who was erased and make them into a Reaper, because obviously, like, the conductor and someone can make, because they made Beat into a Reaper. Yeah, I understood what you meant, Portmaster. Variations in this code cause the soul to manifest in different forms. In other words, humans, Reapers, and Noise are all entities formed of soul. The only difference is their code. And what are Noise? Good question. Entities without conscious will, only the drive to multiply. Thus, they constantly thirst for soul, attacking players and possessing humans in the real ground. No, they are not souls, as in the souls of people. They are soul energy. Think of it like... I think of it like the... like, just atoms, basically. Like, when somebody dies in the real world, their body decomposes and then... or just when anything dies, really, their body decomposes and becomes part of the dirt, and then that dirt can become a bunch of other things. So soul is basically this, I think it seems like this infinitely recyclable thing that makes up, what did he say? What was the list he gave? I don't know, but it was like... I don't know, but it basically makes up every living thing, at least. Oh, maybe not infinitely recyclable, because soul consumed by noise is destroyed, even if the noise is erased. So he must have snatched Rhyme's soul before that noise could actually consume it. Thus, possessed humans often exhibit a rush of euphoria immediately after the noise is removed. Wait, that doesn't make much sense. Maybe that's a translation error, I don't know. Because it seems like it should be saying that once the noise is destroyed, or once the noise is erased, then the soul that they consume is not destroyed? I don't know. It's all confusing. Though untested, the same would likely hold were a player or reaper possessed. So that's never happened, but it's possible. Interesting. We already heard a different version of this song. We're still on week 1 of the reports. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while. The real ground and underground are planes of existence. Other planes exist as well, the one inhabited solely by noise, for example, or our customary plane, which is, I think, the higher plane, since it's capital O-R. The planes are stacked in parallel, though each exists at a different frequency vibe, in tune with its inhabitants. Observing a lower plane from a higher plane is simple. Actual transplanar contact, whilst possible, is highly complex. The vibes of adjacent planes are closer, making passage between them comparatively easier. Yeah, I'll try to explain that in a second. More distant planes show greater differences in vibe frequencies, and thus communion becomes more difficult. The UG exists just above the RG, allowing those in the UG to observe the RG, but not vice versa. So, so, the underground is actually above the real ground, which is kind of confusing. But it's like the underground as in comparison to the higher plane. So it's like, well, they all exist kind of like right over each other. That's why Neku was just walking around Shibuya in the game. But their frequencies are different. So the frequencies, it's like higher plane, underground, real ground. Something like that. Noise exists on a special plane that straddles both the RG and UG, enabling their interference in the affairs of both. When players come into contact with the noise, they are drawn into the noise plane. So that's kind of like right in the middle of them, I guess. It's all really close. All really close. In other words, players are forcibly tuned into the noise plane. Conversely, there exists an even higher plane than the RG and UG. That is where I am from, the plane of the angels. So yeah, the people who are from the higher plane are actually referred to as angels. Like, remember in the secret ending how Hanekoma suddenly had wings. As in the RG and UG, angels have created a web of social schema to guide their activities. The role of producer is just one cog in the angel machine. Angel vibes are extremely high frequency. Not even the composer can catch them all. In actuality, he can pick up only that of the producer. Not exactly sure what he's trying to say there. As you can see, interplanar contact is beset by difficulty, but certain modes do exist for its realization. One is the modulator decal. Within its area of effect, players from the UG can manifest visibly in the RG and communicate with others there. So that's the Reaper decal that we saw that were in like the shops or in the place where the tin pin slam off was happening. What is this? I don't know, but we're gonna leave it. It's kind of strange. Okay. Reapers and the composer can down-tune their vibes at will. Near these decals, however, even their vibes will be forcibly adjusted to the lower frequency. Interesting. So it forces their frequency down, basically. Down from the UG to the RG. Another mode, imprinting, requires no physical manifestation in the RG. Imprintees experience the conferred thoughts and bursts of inspiration. The reliability of these communiques. I don't think that's apostrophe. That apostrophe is supposed to be there. The reliability of these communiques thus depends on the person receiving it. Let's keep going. I'll try to explain it in a second. For example, successful communication with... I think you mean memes! Right. Imprinting. So the reliability of how well the imprinting works depends on the person receiving it. Bursts of inspiration, that does make sense. For example, successful communication with preoccupied people is unlikely. Furthermore, recipient interpretation of said inspiration colors the message, making imprinting unreliable at best. Yeah, we saw that a lot in the game when imprinting didn't exactly do what Neku and all them hoped it would. Reaper Creeper was created as a mode of popular communication between the planes. Modulating paralogos printed on paper allow for limited UG interaction with real ground objects. As those in the RG are unaware of players, they perceive the illusion of a coin moving by itself. So, yeah. So whatever the things are on the paper allows the Reaper Creeper thing to work. I receive periodic communication from the composer. While we maintain contact, I am prohibited from providing him with information for risk of unbalancing the game. I am permitted only to respond to his commissions for certain items, and even then am only able to create and deliver said items. The composer has requested increased phone functionality for use in the next game. Right. Today, the proxy's partner, one Shiki Misaki, freed herself from her defining value, envy. With this, the composer is convinced of the proxy's victory on the 7th day. Okay, we remember that happening. This is an interesting song that I've never heard. It's probably a remix of something. Oh, it's Long Dream. I recognize that title, but I don't remember how it goes. We'll see, anyway. Yeah. The composer's confidence arises because the proxy's intervention was indispensable in causing his partner's growth. It signals the proxy's departure from his obsessive self-actualization loop. Previously, even the composer was unsure of his proxy's capacity for growth. Then why did he choose him? Why did he choose him, I wonder? Normally, the composer possesses a certain degree of clairvoyant foresight. His current down-tuned state, however, limits his abilities, clouding his super-temporal vision. Oh, it's this song. They are reaching out to catch you. Though able to observe the UG from the real ground, he is otherwise saddled with limitations. For one, his outward appearance. He looks younger than he would at full vibe frequency within the UG. Fortunately, this prevents the Reapers from recognizing him as the composer. So yeah, the Reapers don't recognize who he is, obviously, because he just looks like a kid. To begin with, the composer contacts Reapers only through the conductor, so most are unaware of what he looks like. Also that. Additionally, as the being in the underground with the highest vibe, some lesser Reapers are incapable of perceiving him. I think that's normally, like... Yeah. Normally. Not in his down-tuned state. So he can sometimes just walk around the underground without some Reapers even being able to see him because their frequency is so much lower than his. The effects of down-tuning occur because the composer's vibe and the RG's frequency are substantially different. For Reapers, the down-tuning necessary to exist in the RG is significantly less, and thus effects less prominent. And thus, its effects are less prominent, because they have a lower base frequency. Oh, and thus affects less prominent changes. I didn't see that. That said, it depends on the Reaper. At any rate, the effect is minimal, making Reapers much more frequent visitors to the real ground, like 777 and his band. Provided they complete their duties, Reapers may do as they wish in the RG, with certain accepted boundaries. As the composer predicted, the proxy has won the game. Okay, Deporg Master. So what happens to those who survive the week? Those whose imagination is less than outstanding are broken down into soul. Oh, this is a live version of this. This might be really bad and I might skip it. I don't remember. Those whose imagination is less than outstanding are broken down into soul, while those with excellent imagination become Reapers. The most talented of these may travel to the next plane, inhabited by us angels. This is a little weird. I'll keep it going, though. Oh, okay. Diligent Reapers, too, may pass through the office of Composer to ascend to the plane of angels. Pass through the office of Composer to ascend to the plane... Oh, wait, so... So it seems like the Composer isn't actually one of these angels? Yeah, that's what it seems like. So maybe Joshua actually did defeat the previous Reaper. No, previous Reaper, previous Composer. Interesting. So they have to... So the only way to actually become an angel is to pass through the office of Composer. Or maybe he has become one since he is the Composer. It's a little confusing. Now, a what if? This may sound odd, but one may also choose to be reincarnated. That doesn't sound odd at all. That's kind of the whole point of the game, isn't it? Well, the word reincarnation is not quite accurate, for the humans of the UG are not truly dead. They merely possess different soul code and have been tuned into a different plane. So... okay, so let's break that down a little bit. So, when someone dies, if they are taken to the Reaper's game, basically their soul is just collected by, I don't know, the composer, the conductor, maybe, by someone. And yeah, and reshaped into something else, or not something else, or maybe it's like certain people with good enough imagination, instead of tuning into whatever plane means you're dead or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep going. We angels do not consider it a loss if a talented player elects to return to the real ground, as their superior imagination will inspire other humans. So the angels want humans to have a lot of imagination. Upon returning to life, the exceptional player's creative activities soon make their mark upon society. His art, music, and other output become a part of culture, spreading and persisting through time, refining people's imagination, even without personal contact with the player. Certainly this requires time, but no one has ever accused angels of being in a hurry. The composer's absence during this particular game, however, means that reincarnation is not an option. Only the composer possesses the level of imagination necessary to reincarnate. It is beyond the conductor's means. So that means Neku never could have gone back anyway. I think the game kinda said that. The conductor continues to act as if the composer were present, but this farce can only continue for so long. I will be watching with great curiosity to see how the conductor responds once his ruse unravels. As I was busy writing reports, the boy in my custody, Beat, went missing. Beat had expressed curiosity in how noise was created. Perhaps he plans to ask a Reaper, but even without specific instruction from them, he has the ability now. He has the ability to create noise, I guess? I gave him a pin filled with the special imagination required to create noise, then imprinted him with instructions for its use. This does not qualify as interference in the game. The information I gave him will have no impact on the game's results. It was merely a token of my esteem for his unflinching passion toward what he holds dear. Whether he uses this power and how is completely up to him. So I'm guessing Beat naturally just completely didn't understand the message that Hanekama imprinted on him. The instructions, I guess. Yeah. Alright, week 2. As predicted by the composer, his proxy has entered the game a second time. The proxy has proven his aptitude and will be joined in the next game by the composer himself as his new partner. Well, you kinda missed a big thing. Yeah, basically explaining sorry, it's a lot. I can't really sum it up very well. There are 3 reasons behind the composer's choice of actions. 1, to ascertain the conductor's strategy. 2, to educate his proxy. And 3, to protect him. With his return to the UG, the limits on the composer's abilities will be relaxed. However, using his abilities could reveal his identity. As such, he will need to continue to limit himself for a while longer. This presents a certain set of risks. The greatest risk, however, lies with the composer joining the proxy for this game. The composer's presence, his tremendously high vibe, will place a great deal of physical and psychological strain on the proxy. Or, you know, just his attitude will do that too. Furthermore, the proxy's victory in the previous game has won him back his memory. The actualization loop binding the proxy is thus stronger than ever. More deeply ensconced even... Ensconced? I think you made that word up. That's not a word. I'm kidding, it probably is. More deeply ensconced even than the envy cleared from Shiki in the previous game. There is a possibility of the proxy's soul destabilizing, negating its progress during the previous game. Slight problems also persist with the proxy's personality. How long will the proxy be able to bear being side by side with the composer? Bro, my vibe is better than yours, right? That's basically Joshua during the whole second week. Or that's what he wants to say, at least. Hello, Omega Doofy. I am sorry if you have no idea what's going on. We are in very confusing The World Ends With You lore stuff. Today, an alert was handed down. The discovery of a fallen angel. Ensconce, establish or settle someone in a comfortable, safe, or secret place. Oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. Ah, this song I recognize. This one plays a lot. The discovery of a fallen angel. Okay, that's important. A fallen angel is one who has broke the angel's code, a criminal. Their crime, revealing the secrets of Taboo Noise Refinery to the game master, Minamimoto. So now we get to find out how Minamimoto knew how to make that taboo noise. Ah, thanks, Omega Doofy. Minamimoto knows the composer's RG identity, secret even to the conductor, and has chased him to the real ground. The fallen angel may also have supplied him with this information. So that's possibly how Minamimoto knew that Joshua was the composer. You've tried streaming a bit but failed? That's fine. I tried streaming like a year ago or something and it didn't work out. Then again, that was mostly because I had worse Wi-Fi, but anyway. Minamimoto lusts to take the composer's place, and his potential to do so comes second only to that of the conductor. Despite being a complete outsider in the wager between composer and conductor, he stands to hinder the composer greatly. It is entirely possible Minamimoto may rise to office of conductor before this wager has been decided. All eyes from the higher plane are on this game for the future of Shibuya. Should its result be invalidated by outside interference, the Angel's disappointment would be vast. So, what is the Fallen Angel's goal? Dominion over the underground? Retribution against the Angels? Yeah, you're not gonna know what's happening unless you go back and watch the last 3 streams and the beginning of this one, and even then you might be confused. But stay if you want. Whatever the case, we must carefully monitor Minamimoto's actions and stay vigilant against this fallen angel. I was finally able to hand over the phone tracking application to the composer requested some time back. Yeah, there is a playlist of all the streams. Kingdom Hearts Watchalong, it's called. Finally able to hand over the phone tracking application that the composer requested. We remember that. Hopefully. I informed the composer it was ready 3 days ago, but they apparently had no time to come pick it up. It just shows how careful the proxy is planning each move. Remember, the proxy is Neku. Just gonna vibe here. Everyone's vibing here. Even the characters in this game that we're reading about. The application detects the conductor's imagination. With it, one can walk around Shibuya and piece together the conductor's strategy. At this point, even I cannot fathom the conductor's plan. I will have to rely on the information gathered by the composer. While I wait for his findings, I will work on the composer's next order, a second revision to the phone's functionality, which was the camera. Go watch the rest of them later? That'd be cool. This game is very vibey, yes. Today also marks my first contact with the proxy since he formed a pact with the composer. He appears considerably wary of his partner at present time. As expected, the psychological strain is severe. So severe, in fact, that most players would be unable to continue. Right now, the only thing keeping the proxy in the game is his entry fee. At least his dangerously strange state of mind is acting to heighten his soul. I saw no sign of relapse or destabilization. Rather, the return of his memory seems to have yielded only positives. I look forward to watching the proxy's continued growth. Remember his entry fee, Shiki. The composer's reports indicate rough going in his investigation. I suspect the limits upon his abilities. Meanwhile, Minamimoto has not issued any missions. I don't know why this is formatted this way, it's weird. The Reaper oh, hello. That was random. Meanwhile, Minamimoto has not issued any missions. The Reaper elites must be alarmed as well. Perhaps this is more of the Fallen Angel's influence. I have the strong, my friends are my power, basically. Yep, that's basically what Neku does. I should make a Discord? I don't know. I like to use Discord to chat with people that I know pretty well. Yeah. As I've stated, Minamimoto is suspected of a liaison with the Fallen Angel. The Fallen Angel may have chosen Minamimoto for a few reasons. First, none desired the composer's office more. Be a good way to play along with fans? Maybe sometime, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I will. Minamimoto's obsession was great enough to compel him to pursue the composer into the real ground. Unlike simple Reapers, however, the composer's powers are not lost in the RG. I can just imagine the shock dawning on Minamimoto's face as I write this. He was shocked when Joshua just stopped those bullets. Yes, the composer must down-tune to the frequency of the real ground, limiting his powers. However, Minamimoto is in the same boat. As a result, the difference in their abilities remain unchanged. Thus, the assassination attempt failed. If I start streaming gameplay, yeah, that would make sense. It would be fun, but also this has kind of distracted me from doing any actual videos. Because I'm just focused on streaming, because it's fun. While Minamimoto's efforts were fruitless, they serve as ample proof of his convictions. The second reason the Fallen Angel may have targeted him is his lack of loyalty to the Reaper's organization, and his preference for solo action. Maybe I could stream some gameplay like Among Us or something after the Cage series is done? Maybe. The second reason the Fallen Angel may have targeted Minamimoto as an ally is his lack of loyalty to the Reaper's organization and his preference for solo action. Yep, we saw that in Minamimoto a lot. Different time zone check, yeah, that is kind of a problem. His distaste for cooperation meant little chance of him revealing the Fallen Angel's presence. That is true. The third reason is his consistently unconventional aesthetic. His bizarre actions regularly cause confusion among those around him, ain't that the truth? Even if the Fallen Angel were to urge him to do something out of the ordinary, that would be ordinary for him. No one would suspect a thing. This is why he is an ideal target for a Fallen Angel to work his agenda without raising suspicion. At least, it seems a logical conclusion. Small extra vids? I don't know. I could. I see people who make, like, theory videos and stuff of just them basically talking to the camera, but also I think I'm not good enough at doing stuff unscripted or good enough at reading scripted videos on camera and being entertaining, so I don't know if I'd want to do that. The question now is, why has Minamimoto abandoned the game, and what is he doing? I suspect that his only current objective is to take out the composer. If so, he is likely preparing for the 7th day and his opportunity to confront the players. Just what did the Fallen Angel tell Minamimoto? Perhaps no one will ever know. I have to use the bathroom. I'll keep the music going just so that you don't have nothing to listen to. I'm back. Wow. I'm reading this and it's entertaining. Well, thank you. After the world ends with you, I could take a stream break to do stuff before I get back to Kingdom Hearts. No, I do want to finish this whole series I'm doing. Before I... Oh, cool bed. Thanks. Yeah, I want to finish this Kingdom Hearts Watchalong. Yes, I saw that. Yeah. But then after that, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. Lots of reading, gotta drink lots of water. Which means I gotta pee a lot. Actually, I don't know exactly how long this stream is gonna go, but I might end up doing the next Kingdom Hearts stream tonight yet, because it's recoded, and I kinda just want to get that out of the way, but also I am excited to get back to Kingdom Hearts after this. So, it's a bunk bed to Porkmaster, actually, so it's both. Okay, let's keep going. Week 2, Day 5. Little over halfway there. Ooh, good song. Just gotta vibe to the song quick. Second here. Nope, didn't do it. Broke my vibe. Now I'm gonna start reading again. Yeah, I figured you wouldn't be able to watch. It's 12 a.m. for you. Well, right now it's only 5 p.m. for me. Alright, let's keep going. Recoded is short, and it's not terrible, but it's also not super important. That's why I was saying it's recoded. There's some important stuff in there, which is why I'm still doing it. Okay, let's keep going, We got a lot to get through yet. If this goes too long, I guess I'll save Recoded for tomorrow. The proxy feels an affection for the art of the designer Cat, myself. As he was picked by the composer, this is hardly a coincidence. It was an inevitability. Cat's creative works are embedded with command codes. His art, or my art he should be saying, acts as a medium for mass imprinting. So, his art works like memes, basically. This game's version of memes. The imprinting players use works only on an individual basis. However, through art, one can affect anyone who comes into contact with the work. I imbue my art with 2 command codes. The first is, enjoy the moment more. This strengthens the imagination. The proxy received this signal loud and clear, though past trauma precluded him from responding accordingly. That's the thing we found out. The trauma is the thing we found out earlier in this stream about that friend who died in an accident. The second code, Gather, also calls to those with strong imaginations, hence the inevitability. Why wouldn't the composer find his worthy proxy standing in front of my graffiti? That's the standard. His artwork's like memes, that's the standard you strive for with your art. Yes, Cat is almighty. Praise the almighty cat. It was in front of us all along. Of course the cat had to be an angel. Had to be above everything else. Okay. A single reason exists for rigging my art in this way. The creation of the future requires imagination. My art is widely accepted in Shibuya. This proves that those with imagination sufficient to create the future are gathering in the area. Shibuya's future is looking very bright. Yes, we also have 2 cats. And a dog, I guess. Yeah, okay. I have finished revision 2 of the phone tracking app, which allows it to detect the Shibuya River. The composer aims to use this device to convey the river's location to the proxy. Okay, yeah, I was about to explain this, but he's going to explain it for me. Before passing that knowledge along, the composer needed to understand the conductor's plan. As of yesterday, he felt confident in his hypothesis. The composer had encountered red skull pins everywhere the detector had led, the same pins I created at the conductor's behest on the first day. As I suspected, they form a prime piece of his strategy. Why does everyone have 2 cats? That's actually pretty recent for us. We just got our second cat. Their names are Mary and Pippin. It's really cute. Okay, continuing on. The red skull pins form a prime piece of the conductor's strategy. The imagination he has filled those pins with is the same as that in the player pin, imprinting. They are set apart, however, by a single major difference. The red skull pins are made to imprint targets with the conductor's will. So I guess the player pin is what allows, Oh, Pippin's sick? That's sad. So the player pin is what allowed them to imprint the memes on the people. Don't you wish you could do that sometimes, just imprint memes on people instead of having to go through all the trouble to make it and find it and send it? That would be nice. Anyway, the red skull pins are made to imprint targets with the conductor's will. Anyone wearing the red skull pin is dominated by the conductor's mind. The further the pins spread, the more people he controls. However, the red skull pins have penetrated less than half of Shibuya's real ground population in the last 2 weeks. At this rate, the conductor's strategy will end in failure. How does he intend to penetrate the rest of Shibuya? I will be monitoring his actions closely. Last day of week 2. The final day's mission came from the conductor. Eliminate Minamimoto. So remember, the conductor sent that message. Hey bro, let me show you this meme I found. Telepathy. Unexpected as it was, tension ran high, but the composer's quick thinking saved the day. In the end, all went according to plan, and he successfully pushed the proxy off a building and saved his life. Oh, it's time for you to eat now. Renee's watching the stream she missed yesterday. She just got to the Joshua twist. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, see you, Captain Joe. Glad other people are actually here. Okay. So, all went according to Joshua's plan, and he successfully guided the proxy onto the next game. His solution entailed first defeating Minamimoto, thereby ensuring the proxy's victory. Secondly, the composer pretended to be erased by Minamimoto while shielding the proxy. To accomplish this, he fled to a parallel world just before Minamimoto's final attack connected. So, yeah, it'll explain that later, but you can guess, I'm sure. The proxy survived the game alone, but was again unable to elect reincarnation due to the composer's illegal participation in the game. Wow, that is loud. That's one loud song. Yeah, so Neku couldn't be reincarnated because Joshua was there, basically. For better or worse, the game between the composer and conductor concludes in 1 week's time. The conductor's strategy may end in failure, but we will see. I need to keep a close eye on his future actions. All I can do is wait for the composer to inform me of which parallel world he escaped to. Nice, Deporg Master. Milk is good. I like milk. So instead of... Oh, your internet's dying? That's annoying. So instead of being erased or anything at the end of week 2, Joshua just escaped to a parallel world, pretty much. I've begun patrolling Shibuya in pursuit of the conductor's strategy. While in Utagawa, I spotted Minamimoto's taboo noise refinery sigil. Several types of these sigils exist in various categories, which we of the higher plane have classified. Not all of them, however, will work in the UG. Its vibe frequency is simply too low for them to translate properly. I don't think I have to explain that. The sigil Minamimoto drew was one of the undecodable types. Was that a mistake on the fallen angel's part, or was it a transcription error by Minamimoto? Either way, with that design, he stands little chance of reviving himself. So, remember that giant sigil thingy in Utagawa? That was what Minamimoto drew that there in hopes of reviving himself as Taboo Noise, which we know that he ended up doing. Just goes kaput for absolutely no reason sometimes? Oh, I hope that's not on my end. Okay, where was I? He stands little chance of reviving himself. However, Minamimoto is driven and his imagination strong. I only see the slow messages? No, I see them. I just don't always feel like responding. Oh, it's on your end? Okay, that's good. Minamimoto's imagination is strong. Perhaps strong enough to make a taboo sigil work even in the underground. If so, the specific result would be impossible to predict. Anything that might interfere with the composer and conductor's wager is to be avoided at any cost. I will personally neutralize Minamimoto's sigil. Angels may not interfere in the Reaper's game, but this contest will decide Shibuya's future. The higher plane cannot idly stand by. Meanwhile, the conductor has dealt a preemptive blow. The starting player count in this final game is 1. I cannot be certain whether the conductor knows that Neku Sakuraba is the proxy, but this severe restriction to the number of entrants ensures player erasure. In this flagrant abuse of his privilege, he has eliminated the threat of the proxy. With the composer in a parallel world, the proxy's position is perilous. That's an alliteration. Proxy's position is perilous. Oh, it's just stopped. Your internet has stopped working? Yeah, usually when I'm at home, my internet is that bad when I'm trying to watch a streamer. It's very annoying. With the composer in a parallel world, the proxy's position is perilous. Still, as producer, I am bound by the rules. I can offer him no help. All I can do is guide him to the Shibuya River. Call it luck or fate, even by himself, the proxy has managed to form a pact. He's partnered to Beat, now a Reaper, who has himself fixated on reaching the river. As such, guiding the proxy will require little work on my part. Excuse me. Still, I haven't uncovered the conductor's strategy for this final week. I can't afford to relax quite yet. The conductor has used Beat's betrayal as an excuse to issue an emergency call. With it, the composer's rules for the UG are essentially suspended. After weeks of concealing the composer's absence, the conductor finally has absolute authority. At the same time, he's made red skull pins mandatory for all Reapers. Now, most of Shibuya has a red skull pin. The stage has been set for the conductor's counterattack. So I guess the Reapers wearing the red skull pins, the O pins, while they were fighting, also helped the people to want to wear them more, just like how it did in week 1 when Neku and Shiki wore them when they were trying to get it to catch on. At least I think that's what's going on. Furthermore, he's cordoned off each area of the UG with walls. I could leave the UG, elevate my vibe, and pass through them quite easily, but to what end? I'm bound to the UG, and thus my hands are tied. I cannot reach the composer, nor do I know in which parallel world he's hiding. For now, all I can do is use my second sight to watch the game's progress. Second sight? I don't think he's mentioned that before. Okay, that's fine, Omega Doofy. I have to do that all the time during streams. I think you were here when I just did. Yeah. Rather than head to the Shibuya River, the proxy has begun wandering the streets, apparently in pursuit of the Game Master. Konishi, this round's Game Master, seems mainly interested in saving her own skin. She appears a loyal follower of the conductor, but the appearance of a promising candidate for composer would quickly change her tune. At this point, she has been working hard to recover the conductor's trust after her slip the first day. What was her slip again? Oh yeah, allowing Beat to partner with Neku. Yeah. I think that's what it is. She has issued a single 6-day mission, one that exploits Beat's greatest weakness, rhyme. I'm sorry, Deporg Master, I have no idea what you're talking about. Her plan is to panic the pair into committing some fatal error while keeping watch from her front row seat within Beat's shadow. This serves both to restore her standing with the conductor and to avenge the blow to her pride. Don't recognize this song? Oh, recognize the melody. It's just another remix, as it has been this whole time. Beat's greatest desire is to bring her back to life, bring Rhyme back to life. Even if revived though, Rhyme still lost the game. Her entry fee is non-refundable. I do not know what the girl's entry fee was, but a life without it, the thing she held most dear, would be filled with grief and hardship. That's sad. I totally forgot about that. But is the void in one's heart caused by loss never filled? I think it can be, but it may take some time, but something else will come along to fill that empty space, so long as one enjoys the present. In other words, we needn't mourn the loss of that which we hold dear. If only more people realize this. The composer did not impose the entry upon players to cause them anguish. In experiencing life without the thing one most values, players are forced to re-examine just how crucial those things really are. Players are forced to re-examine just how crucial those things really are. The hope is that by the close of the game, players will be able to take a hard look at themselves and be able to take on the future with a new outlook on life. The entry fee exists to force players to see the truth about themselves. It is a test posed by the composer, to spur the player's self-enlightenment. So yeah, I did mention this earlier, but that's the point of the game, to make them do a Steven Universe reaction series after KH. I think that's copyrighted. I don't think I could. And I'm not... Oh, oh, that's what you were talking about, Deport Master. I see. I don't know if I'm that interested in that anyway, but I might give it a try sometime, but I don't think I would be able to make a reaction to it. I'll make reaction videos to the things that I want to do. Because reaction videos aren't the main thing I want to do on this channel. I just make them to things that I already like, pretty much. Anyway, that's my take on doing reaction videos. So, yeah, I mentioned that we don't really know what Rhyme's entry fee was, but it's strongly hinted at in the game to have been her dreams, because it's like she always had dreams, but then when we got here she didn't say she had any, or she said she didn't have anything to live for or anything like that. The conductor has begun his work with the red skull pins. By bringing Shibuya's collective consciousness in line with his own, he hopes to accomplish his goal of rebuilding Shibuya. The conductor's seal is unparalleled among Reapers. His strong presence was central to the composer's ability to govern Shibuya, an area considered exceptionally chaotic even among the higher planes denizens. Make an overview vid? Maybe. That the composer would consent to base his plans for Shibuya's destruction on a game with the conductor shows his unwavering trust in his subordinate. The unification of minds is the natural state of the higher plane. Given time, it might happen throughout the underground. The current UG, however, is not ready. Unification minds is the natural state of the higher plane. Interesting. I forgot about that little detail. Might happen throughout the underground, but the current underground is not ready. People have erected walls around their minds, dividing their collective consciousness. They coexist independently, like the cells that make up a single human being. While the player pin holds imagination strong enough to pass through these walls, which is how you scan people, the pin user's own barriers are strengthened, which is why the players cannot be scanned. Were that not the case, the incoming flood of other minds could erode at the user's own consciousness. Consequently, those who hold player pins cannot be scanned, like I said. Why does individuality exist? This is something the conductor has overlooked. Everything that exists has a purpose. Obsessed with his egotistic protection of Shibuya, the conductor has blinded himself to the facts. With his blind ego funneled into everyone in Shibuya, the city's destruction is not far off. So long as there is individuality, it is impossible to fully eliminate loneliness. There is no such thing as a shared reality. Even people who believe they share a connection are not truly connected. They must actually make contact, clash, and learn about others through their foreignness. Differences should not be denied, they should be accepted and enjoyed. People must realize this if Shibuya is to be spared from destruction. I've detected an energy spike here. It would seem Minamimoto has returned. I judged his revival unlikely after spotting his taboo refinery sigil on the first day, but it appears Minamimoto's imagination is much stronger than I'd anticipated. I mean, with his giant junk heaps that he calls art? Sure, that makes sense. The fallen angel must have completed the array for him. A troubling thought. Who can say what impact this will have on the composer's and conductor's game? Minamimoto has one goal now, to find the composer and erase him. Minamimoto has been tracking the composer's movements. He must know that the composer frequents this cafe. chances are he'll pay a visit himself. As for the composer, I have yet to receive any word from him. Could the composer's abilities now be so limited that he cannot even reach me? I may need to contact myself in the parallel worlds to help search for him. Oh boy, here we go. Hang on. Hold on to your horses, here we go. Parallel worlds. Let me expand on the concept of parallel worlds. In life, reality is made up of a continuous string of choices, and the consequences of those choices. Every time a choice is made, the option not selected branches off and exists as its own reality, a parallel world. So basically just like our world's theory of parallel universes. Countless numbers of such parallel worlds exist within a single plane, be it the RG or the UG, and travel among them is possible through the use of imagination. So, the parallel worlds is different from the different planes. So, the UG and RG and the higher plane that are all in this main universe of The World Ends With You all exist within a single parallel world. But then the thing we saw in the Another Day part is a whole different parallel world, possibly with its own underground and higher plane, and different versions of each person. And you can travel between them, and Hanekuma can contact his other selves. Oh boy. Travel among them is possible through use of imagination, so rather than having to change the frequency of your vibe, you use imagination to do it. Theoretically, anyone can jump to a parallel world, but penetrating the membrane between worlds requires uptuning one's vibe. Oh. Well, I guess it does require that too. This limits the pool of beings able to make the trip. Additionally, the stress caused by breaking through the barrier can pull down the traveler's base vibe. If the vibe dips, the frequency may be too low to pass through the barrier. In the worst case, it may render the traveler unable to return to his or her original world. So like, I guess that means they'd be stuck in like some limbo between the parallel worlds or something. I don't know. So I guess they have to like super uptune their vibes even past the higher plane or something. Conversely, angels are beings meant to jump between worlds. Thus, such travel is a simple matter. Angels have a higher base vibe than the frequency of the underground, allowing them to leave the UG, then tune their vibe to that of the desired parallel world. So that's kind of what I said. Their base frequency is, or their base vibe, I guess, is like where they are supposed to be. Yeah, so like humans, their base vibe is to the RG. Oh boy. So that going between parallel worlds is apparently something angels do all the time. Which probably makes a bunch of other parallel worlds happen as well, but wow. I have located the composer. He is in a world where Tin Pin Slammer, of all things, reigns supreme. I am off to retrieve him. So yeah, he goes to the world where the Another Day thing happens. And basically, in that whole segment, instead of fighting things, you play a bunch of Tin Pin Slammer. Except for the secret things, I guess. That's where you do some actual fighting. Minamimoto has definitely targeted this shop. Now he's not talking about parallel worlds anymore. He's talking about his own shop in his own universe. And not with friendly intentions. It is essential that I leave here immediately. I will leave the key pin to the Shibuya River for the proxy. He should know what to do from there. Shibuya's fate has been placed in the proxy's hands. It is no longer safe for me in the UG. My work here is done. All that remains is to retrieve the composer from the parallel world and bring him back to this one. So then it skips down to here. to the report you can get from another day. I entered the parallel world and contacted the composer. Unexpectedly, he seemed to be enjoying his stay. In fact, the reason he had not contacted me was because he was too busy playing Tinpin. I made him promise to meet me at the Shibuya River. In the meantime, I need to hide out so as not to meet myself in this... But I thought he... Didn't he say that he had to contact his other... Whatever. Not thinking too hard about it. Oh, right. Usually, the angels existing as multiple entities within the same world poses little problem. That's why I was getting confused. However, mine is a somewhat special case. You see, I am the fallen angel who taught Minamimoto how to refine taboo noise. Minamimoto owes his successful rebirth to the corrections I made to his flawed taboo refinery sigil. So, that is definitely the biggest lore drop in these secret reports, as it has to do with the main game stuff. Anyway, I will try to remember you to get it memorized, Omega Doofy. If you have to go, I understand being that early in the morning. I would not want to be up, certainly. So, why did he do this? Will we find out? I must hide in Pork City for fear that my alternate self in this world may report me on sight. So that's when Neku finds him, and that's that scene that we watched. Minamimoto is my backup plan to ensure Shibuya's survival. If the composer does not change his mind, this unique city will be lost. I must prevent that at any cost. Thus, I've deemed it necessary to cross the boundaries angels usually respect. I happily accept the stigma of fallen angel for this cause. Yeah. Hanekuma did not want Joshua to destroy Shibuya. So, he's basically playing against... He's basically going against Joshua, trying to make him lose, I guess.
You're packing your bags for the
that's an ad.
trip. Yeah, your ideal vacation.
That's annoying.
More beach.
I was saying something. But yeah, but he's not on the conductor's side either, because he mentioned that he definitely doesn't agree with the conductor's methods. He thinks there should still be individuality and all that stuff. So he's just completely on his own. Okay, see ya, Omega Doofy. Well then, it's about time to meet him. After calling the composer and hearing his cheery voice, I feel as if my shadow falls even darker. But darkness has always been husband to light. I sincerely hope that someday my sins will be judged justified. I still hold faith that they will, now and forevermore. One last thing. To the composer's pick, Neku Sakuraba, the future you must choose is within you. I'm glad to have had the chance to meet you. He's such a cool character, Hanekuma is, Mr. H. Alright, last one, before we go on to a new day. The composer defeated the conductor. The composer defeated the proxy. However, he had stayed his decision to destroy Shibuya. It seems the course of the game has brought about a change of heart in the composer. Yes, Shibuya persists, but it is no longer the same city as it was a month ago, and instead a completely new Shibuya has arisen. As the composer has changed, so Shibuya itself has metamorphosed. That's a big word to mean that it has changed. 1 month previous, Shibuya was plagued with problems, dire enough to motivate the composer to destroy it. Today, Shibuya has shifted into what we angels believe to be the optimal parallel world. Interesting stuff. To complete this puzzle, all of the pieces had to be set in their proper place. If even one was incorrect, the entire picture would be ruined. Rhyme's selfless display of kindness, when she sacrificed herself for Beat. Higashizawa's bottomless career ambitions. Not quite sure what that has to do with it. Konishi's heart of stone. The conductor's wild actions born from overflowing love. Love for Shibuya. And not wanting it to be destroyed. All of these were necessary if Shibuya was to be born anew. There are no extra pieces, no irrelevant components. Accept society as an ever-changing thing, and your mind will also become flexible. Individuals will link together and enact change throughout society. This is the only way to ride high upon the waves of the ever-changing world. It was no coincidence the composer opted for this simple method in the end. My gratitude goes out to you all. I greatly look forward to what this new Shibuya will become. Thank you. It's a satisfying ending, I'd say. Actually, before we go on to A New Day, which is, again, the new segment from the Nintendo Switch version, The World Ends With You Final Remix, I think we should watch the secret ending again after having heard all that stuff. So, let's just do that quick. Shouldn't take too long. And there's an ad. Oh, hang on.
You know, this mess is gonna have repercussions upstairs. But hey, at least things are back to normal, right? What? You seem down. Hey, it's their world. They get to decide what to do with it. We just... Some folks just don't take no for an answer.
So Joshua's... like, what he's thinking about all this is really fascinating, I think. Okay. Now we just have A New Day, only a half-hour long, perfectly. That will put me almost exactly at the 2-hour mark. That will be nice. First, I'll leave this playing for a little bit, because I have to use the bathroom again before we start this craziness. Never mind, someone's in there, so I might have to take a break way through this. Hopefully it won't be too long. Song just finished. Good place. Yep, it's Psycho again. Okay, so this, again, the Switch version came out in 2018, I believe. While the original version of the game came out in like 2009, maybe. That's the date I have in my head. So this is relatively very, very new lore. You would try and start something funny, but you think you're the only one here? What do you mean something funny? Yeah, I'm back. Okay, let's do this. A New Day. Oh, what is this? Oh, the buildings were disintegrating. Spooky. Everyone's gone away. All that's left in the world is me. So this is original universe, Neku. What was that? It just popped into my head. Like some kind of vision. This is after everything. How did I end up back here? And why do I still have this pin? What the heck's going on, man? Beat, what are you doing here? Forget me, yo. What's Rhyme doing not here? She was with me a minute ago, and now she ain't. I gotta find her. I can't let nothing happen to her. here we go again. Welcome to the Reaper's Game Expert Mode. Say what? Get out of Shibuya. You have 24 hours. Fail and face erasure. The Reapers. Yo, again, yo? I'm not voicing her. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. Don't run, guys. Your face... No. I'm not doing it. Sorry. So apparently, I haven't mentioned this yet, but there was a mobile game release of this in between the original version and the Switch version. And apparently this person was in it as, like, someone who... I don't know, she was involved with some mechanic that was special to the phone game, like maybe handled microtransactions or something. I don't know. But she's here now. And we don't know why. We don't know what's going on. Don't ring no bells. Did you forget about me? After everything... Straight up, yo, I don't know what you've done for us before, but I know what you can do for us now. Tell us what's going on. And she said she's a Reaper. How the Reaper's game is back? Yep. How are you surprised? No one told her about it. Even though you were a Reaper? Yes, very suspicious. And now we're experts. You bet I mind. Not reading her definitely gives me a break from reading. Reapers can't fend for themselves? Completely clueless. Not sure how comfortable I'd feel walking around with a Reaper. Then again, she seems just as lost as we are, and it's not like we have any other leads. She can come along for now, but I'd better keep an eye on her. Fine. Alright, let's do this, phones. Hey. Hold up, phones. We take a wrong turn or something? I ain't too good with directions, but I'm pretty sure we shouldn't have ended up here. He's right. I know this place like the back of my hand. Weird indeed. They should be by now. So they went someplace and ended up someplace. We've been playing in Shibuya this whole time. Now we're supposed to get out? Don't leave it in the area get you disquantified or something? Sounds like a one-way ticket to game over, yo. So they went somewhere and they went through a loading zone, basically, and ended up somewhere where they shouldn't have been. Maybe we're not supposed to complete this one. Right? They could just be bluffing about the whole erasing thing. I am falling for some lame Reaper trick. Either way, we won't solve anything by standing around. Let's move. And there's an ad.
I have seen Teresa
I don't
care. In the toughest of times. I saw her
How many times do I have to tell you I don't care, especially when I can't skip the dang thing?
During a global financial crisis. So this negative smear campaign against Teresa Greenfield, it's flat out false.
I don't care.
The one and only heavy load and carry. Flaps with handles, turn easy like
Hey man, call it a hunch, but I'm thinking something is seriously wrong here. That's funny, I've been thinking the same thing. Right, ain't nobody ever said nothing about no expert mode. I'm starting to think we should blow off this mission, yo. I see why you don't want to voice her. Yeah, I'm just not doing it. Not in the RG, because they can use their psychs. We still don't know if the mission's real or not, but you remember what the message said, right? Fail and face erasure. So we don't got no choice, huh? And what was that vision I had, anyway? I know Shibuya inside and out, but I didn't recognize those buildings. Don't tell me someone took my memory again. Oh, here it is again. Who's this? And why does she have a Mr. Mew? I can't hear a thing. It happened again.
What?
Another vision. Another what? And who was that? Who's who? Do I know her from somewhere? Hey, don't leave me hanging, yo! Sorry, it's just, I had some sort of vision. No, they're not gonna talk like that. They're not all gonna talk like that in the modern one. I'm sure. Oh yeah, we were gonna watch trailers at the end of today's stream. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, she had a Mr. Mew. Wait a sec. B, do you remember that stuffed animal? Which one? Shiki's Piggy. It's not a pig, Neku. No, Mr. Mew. You are correct about that. Oh, you mean that cat-looking thing? See, Beat knows what he's talking about. That's the one. I'll explain later. But I've got a feeling Shiki's back in the game too. So it ain't just you and me this time? Hold up, maybe that means Rhyme's playing too. And now that you and me are partners, that leaves those two all alone. They could be in mad trouble, phones. We gotta find them. Haven't seen any other players around here. So weird. Okay, I'm gonna see if the bathroom's open again. Sorry. Feels good. Feels good. Oh wow, you said something funny. The girl looks like she's about to literally stab Neku in the back. She is very suspicious. Nice, the board master. Look! Shiki and Rhyme. No, that's not Shiki. That's not what she really looks like. Oh my gosh, Neku, what are you doing here?
Huh?
Shiki? Is that really you? Of course it's me, silly. Why would you even ask that? Because you look like Eri. Did you have to give up your appearance again? Yeah, that must be it. I just admire her so much, you know. But that's not why you ended up looking like that. It's not because you admired her. It's not? No, it's because you envied her. You said so yourself. You got like such a good memory. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Whoops. How did you forget? Anyways, how are things going with you two? They're going. Nice. Oh, by the way, Rhyme and I are partners now. Hey Rhyme, look who's here. Rhyme, you ain't heard of nothing, are ya? Nope, but thank you for asking, Beat. Yeah, no sweat. Is something the matter? You look like a dying duck in a thunderstorm. Did they take your memories of me again, yo? Didn't she, like, literally just say his name? That's not the point. She's acting awful distant toward her brother. Oh, so she doesn't remember they're related? I got another idea, yo. Rhyme, you got a dream, don't you? Of course. A windfall. You know, yen from heaven. Well, is that right? Beats me, she never told me. Then why'd you ask? Because something ain't right, man. I can feel it. You don't say. She used to say she had no dreams, and even if she had a dream, I know that ain't it, yo. Relax, I'm just messing with you, big bro. Reapers must have taken my dream as my entry fee. Right. Let's take back what's ours and come back to life together. Come on, Shiki, we've got a mission to complete. Right, better get out of Shibuya before we get erased. Well, good luck, guys. See ya! Trying to get out of Shibuya. Maybe I'm the one who's forgetting something. Think they stole your memories again? No, these visions are different. They aren't something I've forgotten. They're something I never knew in the first place. Psh, that's not how it works. Coco. Here's hoping. Don't tell me you two are players. Huh, looks like the game is afoot once more. Just when I thought I could finally get a vacation. Well, if it ain't Pinky and Lollipop, you two remember us, don't you? Please, I can barely remember what I had for breakfast. Can we just leave them? I'm so not in the mood right now. Relax, girl. We'll have him erased in a snap. Besides, this is a perfect chance for us to rack up some points. Huh? Since when was he so motivated? Fight time! Oh man, I lost to a couple of punks like you. Now I'm never gonna get that promotion. And consider yourself lucky. Promotion is the code. Promotion is the code for more work, like you. Hey phones, is it just me or is something fishy about these two? That's not just you, they're spicy tuna roll level fishy. What's with this game and spicy tuna rolls? Like, who are they? What have they done with Lollipop and Pinky? That's not how it is. Wait, ain't it the other way around, yo? Maybe I had it backward, we're not like BFFs or anything. Well, if we're done, there's a bowl of ramen waiting for me with a name on it. Bye-bye. Hold on, I need to ask you something. Make it quick. Who's running this Reaper game? Who knows? Shouldn't you? I mean, you two being Reapers and all. Don't know what to say, kid. Whoever's up top keeping us in the dark this time. But hey, I'm sure everything will come to light eventually. So it's a mystery? Keep racking that brain of yours and maybe you'll solve it. Later, kid. Well, that didn't get us anywhere. We still know nothing about the GM. Or the composer for that matter. Yep, this is not an AU. This is main game, Neku, and Beat that we know. Who's in charge around here? You sure you don't know nothing about what happened here after we left Pixie Chick? But left Shibuya right after you guys won the game. Say what? So she knows literally nothing. Lol. You screwing with us or what? There's only one person who definitely knows what's going on here. Joshua. Oh, gunshot. Oh. Different expression. Hello? I'm assuming it's that girl whenever this text comes up. Is anybody there? Sup, yo? Joshua? Priss kid, let me at him! Whoa, slow down. He's not here. Not now, at least. I had another vision. I saw him shoot me. Again? You telling me that's the reason you're back in the game? Not sure. Could have just been some sort of flashback, but something about it felt different. Maybe it wasn't one of your memories after all. You think it's got something to do with all the weird stuff that's been going on? Wouldn't surprise me. You said it was a vision, right? What's that all about? It's hard to explain. Images just start popping into my head. I saw these skyscrapers collapsing. Very scary. You in Shibuya? No, I remember seeing the government building. Maybe... too fast. Maybe it was Shinjuku? That's another district in Tokyo. I ain't never heard about that place collapsing, yo. Neither have I, but that's what I saw. That and this girl I've never seen before. Opening to a horror movie. You got any idea what it means? No, but Joshua might. How are we supposed to find him, though? Ain't he long gone by now? Maybe, but if these visions are his doing, then maybe... So fast. Maybe he's come back. You think he's behind all the weird crap that's been going on here, too? We won't know unless we ask him ourselves. The mission. We haven't been able to find a way out of Shibuya. If we track down Joshua, maybe he'll point us in the right direction. I ain't had no visions or nothing, but my intuity tells me you're onto something, phones. Let's try to find the little punk. Fancy meeting you here, Joshua. That's a face. Joshua? I'm sorry, do you mean me? What? Of course I mean you. Well then, please state your business. You know, it's quite uncouth to accost someone out of the blue like that. And another thing, you seem to be mistaken. The proper pronunciation is Yoshia, for my first name. Kiryu is my last, so Joshua is not exactly accurate. This isn't the Joshua I know. Yeah, he's even more of a whack job than before. He's acting so weird. But that's all it is, acting. Now cut the crap, yo. Did you just... You said crap. The point is that you can see us, which means you're part of the game too. Just tell us, are you the game master? Game master? Well, I'm no master, but I'm quite proficient with a mouse and key. We ain't talking about that kind of game, yo. Oh, perhaps that is misunderstood. I don't know what's with you, man. And if you don't spit it out, I'm gonna make you cough it up, yo. I must say, that is... Runs away. Hey, get back here, yo! Yoshia, wait up. Strange things. You two again? Please, you must forgive me, but I am utterly baffled by your queries. Are you sure you aren't mistaking me for another person? I doubt I can provide the answers you seek. But if I may be of assistance in another way, by all means, I would happily lend you my phone, or even recite a poem, if you enjoy poetry. Brisket seriously lost his marbles, yo. It's like he's a completely different person. Contagious. Actually, as it were, regarding your earlier inquiry, I know someone who may be able to offer his insight. His name is Hanekoma? Hanekoma? Like Mr. H. Hanekoma? Well, certainly, the first letter of his surname is indeed H. That said, I'm unable to recall him ever requesting I use that moniker. I don't know, Phones. What if H-Man's just as out of it as Priskid here? I know, right? Shall I give Mr. Hanekoma a call? Sure. Certainly. Right. One moment. Hello, Mr. Hanekoma? Yes, hello. This is Yoshida Kiryu. I suppose for I'm just blah. Hey, Mr. H? The one and only. So I hear you're quite vexed. What's on your mind, boss? Where do I even begin? Well, don't tell me H-Man's gotten off his rocker too. No, he's fine. Listen, Mr. H. Say no more, kid. I think I know what's going on. You and your buddy having trouble finding your way out of Shibuya, right? How did you... Yeah, he and I both just woke up here, back in the Reaper's game. Fun never ends, eh? Yo, H-Man, can you hear me? You gotta tell us what's going on, man. Dude, chill. Your friend sounds eager for answers. Tell him I'm still trying to piece it together, but I know one thing for sure, and what's that? Someone is making some serious mischief in Shibuya. Making mischief in Shibuya? Who the heck's mischief? Beat. Who would do something like that? Let's continue this conversation in person. How about you boys swing by the cafe? We'd love to, Mr. H, but this place is like a maze. Have no fear, Phones. I'll guide you to the goal. Call you in a sec. Sure, talk to you soon. Well, he seems normal. How did he know it was me? Did he recognize my voice? Yeah. Because I know Mr. H. We can trust him.
Huh?
Oh, what now? Okay, then. Somebody, anybody. Can anybody hear me? What the... Rhyme? Rhyme? What about her? Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Don't you leave me hanging like that, yo! Sorry, it's just... I had another vision. What? Of you and Rhyme. And that's it. What do you mean that's it? Seriously, you were just there. The noise was different from before, though. It was bigger. Rather awkward, but I may believe, which is fine, since I gather Mr. Hanekoma has agreed to assist you. Well, in any case, leaves. Without even saying goodbye, yo. Why do you care about that beat? Oh, the quiz. Still got the quiz, huh? It's Mr. H. Made it to Toho Records, eh? Head northwest from there. Got it. Mr. H, can I ask you something? Of course. Don't know if I'll be able to answer, but I'd be happy to try. Ask him if he knows who the GM is. Dude, quit butting in. And quit taking so long, yo! I'm not sure yet. Frankly, I'm not even sure there is a GM this time. This game's different than any I've seen before. Does that mean Joshua's not the composer this time either? Joshua? Oh, you mean Yoshia? Yeah, Yoshia. Let me spin that one back at you. Did that kid seem like the composer to you? No way. My thoughts exactly. Hey H-Man, sup with the whole Yoshia thing, ain't it Joshua? Not as far as I know. Never heard of this Joshua, only Yoshia. If that kid is who I think he is, he probably doesn't know a thing, and if he's who you think he is, then he probably won't say a thing. You better not be playing us, yo. I'm just trying to lend you a hand. In any case, you're on the clock, so you better get moving. Mr. H? Yeah? Ever since I've come here, I've been having these strange visions. Some of them are just flashbacks, but others show people in places I can't recall. Visions, eh? If you can't remember what you've seen, then there's a chance someone's trying to show you something new. But who and how? Don't worry about that for now. The important thing is that you hold on to the memories you have. They're what'll help you separate fact from fiction. Right. Hey, big bro! Neku, made any progress with the mission? We're getting somewhere, I guess. Yeah. Not bad, but you better not slack off, otherwise I might beat you to the coal. Gotta get back to my old self and achieve my dream of becoming a fashion designer. Toast sounds like the real Shiki, doesn't it? Does. I've got to take back my dream too, whatever it was. Why the long face, Beat? You still don't think I'm a fake, do you? No, it ain't that, yo. I'm just confused is all. The Reapers took your memories of me once before. I just can't remember if this is how it felt. That's too bad. I don't feel any less real than you. If only there was some way I could prove to you it's me. Beat, look out! Can't believe I did this. Well, it happened again. No! It came true. My vision came true. What the heck, man? Here it comes. She wanted to prove she was real so bad that she gave her life to save mine, just like before. Huh? Wait, where's Shiki? She had literally 7 minutes after Rhyme got erased. That was like way longer than 7 minutes ago. Totally. Took them 7 minutes to defeat that thing. Totally. She's gone. Wow, that's dramatic. That face. Maybe she's right, yo. Wait. Everything played out exactly like it did in my vision. Rhyme pushed Beat out of the way and got erased by the noise. Maybe what I saw wasn't a glimpse of the past, but a look into the future. All these visions I've been having might actually be previews of what's to come. But does that mean Joshua's going to kill me again? Earth to Neku. Come on, we gotta go find Mr. H. You're going to be very confused, Omega Doofy. How does she know what he looks like? I trust him more than anyone. More quiz! Mr. H! Hey boys, glad I didn't lead you astray. And this young lady would be... I'm still not reading her. Am I reading chat? Yeah, I'm reading chat. It's just hard when I have to read this. A Reaper, eh? So fast. Anyway, let's get down to business. I suppose you boys want to know what's going on here, or more importantly, what here is. Whoa, you're already losing me, H-Man. Too heady for you, kiddo? Hell no, just spit it, yo. As you wish. You see, Shibuya is actually a noise. What? Shibuya? Like, part of it. All of it. The entire city, everything around you is one giant noise. Hey, Bones. What? You get what he's saying, yo? More or less? 'Cause I sure don't. Ain't no way a whole city could be a noise, right? So unbelievable. Reaper, and a powerful one at that, could make that kind of noise. But since when can they recreate an entire city? They can't, at least not your run-of-the-mill Reapers. I've never met one capable of such an impressive feat. Until today, that is.
Huh?
No. Huh? No way! What, you couldn't think you could fool me, did ya? Hold up, you saying she's mischief? Beat. And all the places, all the people we've seen are just part of your illusion? So Rhyme didn't actually die. Wow, that's a sudden mood change from her. So he wasn't acting exactly like she wanted him to, because the real Mr. H is interfering from the outside. This whole time he was lying to us? You tricked us, yo! Duh. Literally, all you had to do was find the exit. And where would that have led them? Well, I'm just gonna have to make you tell me. So scared, JK. Couldn't do anything even if you tried. That body of yours is just part of the noise. Tried to do things the easy way. Now they have to go back to the UG. Oh no. Oh. You look tough, yo. Well, boys, I've done all I can. The rest is up to you. Just shut down the source of the noise and everything will be back to normal. Wow. That's creepy. Just kicks him. Don't worry, Mr. H, we got this. Yeah, let's do this, phones. So they fight, basically, the city. Looks like Utagawa. Now they're back in the normal place. Wasn't we just at H-Man's Cafe? What's Pixie Chick still doing here? Ow. Now we erased the noise. I think we're finally back to reality. Finally! Back to reality. We good now. Hello? Neku, it's Shiki. Are you okay? Yay! Me? Yeah, I'm fine. What a relief. It's just one of Mr. Mew's seams ripped. And I got this feeling something terrible was about to happen. Nope, just another day in the RG. Oh, sorry for freaking out. Speaking of Mr. Mew, I gotta buy some stuff to stitch him up for tomorrow. Sure, why not? Great, I'll text you later then. Talk to you soon. Psycho 2? Yeah, basically. Hey, phones. Is it alright if I make a call too? Finally, I know patience is a virtue, but all that waiting left me pretty sick. Yeah, she's fine. She's not dead. Rhyme, is it really you? Beat? Yeah, of course it's me. Are you okay? Rhyme, you're alive. I thought you was a goner, yo. I could say the same to you. Where'd you disappear to? My bad. Something just came up is all. No big deal. No big deal. I'm still stopping anyway. Want to join me? You bet. Sit tight. I'll be there in a sec, yo. Okay, meet me at the park. See ya. Booyaka, we did it, yo. Sure did. I'm just glad stuff's back to normal. Hey, what did we do with Pixie Chick, yo? Can't just leave her, can we?
Huh?
Yo, look out! Okay, then. What's going on? Uh-oh. But is this real Joshua? There he goes, back to the UG. This again. Oh, it's actually happening now. Neku had the vision and now it's actually happening. And there she is. I don't even know what's going on. Too late. It's all over. Looks like Shinjuku got erased. So that was Shinjuku, yeah. So it would seem. I never thought we'd see an actual inversion occur. And so close to home for that. right in our own backyard. Pretty unsettling to have noise popping up in the RG. And then there's that girl. She must be the one responsible for Neku's visions. You mean those teasers? Yeah, she must have synced up. He must have synced up with her somehow. She may have even lent him a hand. How fortunate she managed to escape erasure. Clearly, she's something special. And let's not forget our little Reaper friend. We got some crazy cats headed our way, which makes this the calm before the storm. There's no telling what will become of Shibuya. But I suppose that's their problem now, not ours. What about Neku? He served his purpose, but I don't need him anymore. What does that mean? The game, like, literally can't go on without Neku, so she needs him now. She needs Neku now in the game. He's even gonna stand a chance. He's gonna need a Zeta strong partner. What is she talking about? What goons? What is going on? Ooh. Hello, Mr. Minamimoto. So, a new game begins. So this really seems to be a teaser to a new game. Or, like, I don't know, a new season 2 of the anime or something. I don't know. There's not... This has been out for over 2 years now, and there has not been any sort of announcement for a new game or anything. But there are... I don't care. There are secret reports that were added for this new day. So, let's put the music back on and read these final things. Secret Addendum A. Thanks to the composer's change of heart brought on by exposure to his proxy's unbridled imagination, Shibuya has been restored to its original state. Crisis averted. Although the rules have undergone some slight revisions in the wake of Shibuya's rebirth, the powers that be deemed no major changes were necessary, saying it's better to keep things easy to understand. For now, it seems, the game will remain the same. The composer will continue to use it as a tool by which he can judge the worth of visitors from the RG. In other words, everything is back to normal. Well, in Shibuya at least. The incident outside the city has piqued the composer's interest, and rightfully so. Neither one of us has ever seen it happen so close to home. So this is the inversion that they were talking about. Basically, whatever happened with Shinjuku being disintegrated or whatever with that giant player pin symbol over everything, Reaper symbol, I don't know what it is. But apparently it's something that's happened before, but never this close to Shibuya. Two boys I know quite well seem to have vanished from the RG a few hours ago. What's more is that I've detected several spikes in activity over the past few days during regularly scheduled retunings. Regularly scheduled retunings. That's a thing they have to do, I guess. Well, I have yet to find an explanation for the unexpected trouble that has accompanied noise outbreaks and interplanar travel as of late. I can't help but think it must be connected to those boys' sudden disappearance. For now, I've decided to investigate a certain noise that has made some major waves when it first appeared. Something about it strikes me as suspicious. Although I have no evidence definitively tying the emergence of this noise to the aforementioned incident, my intuition tells me the former was somehow caused by the latter. We'll see what I turn up when I check out the scene. Speaking of which, it looks like the composer is making moves of his own. We haven't coordinated our efforts, but I've got a hunch we're headed in the same direction. It turns out the enormous noise under that Reaper's control was actually a pseudo-parallel world artificially constructed by breaking down and forcibly rebinding the soul from various noise. This sort of unusual and unstable dimension is extremely fragile, so we gave up on the idea of down-tuning our vibes to launch an infiltration. Instead, I interfered with the noise from the outside by using an advanced method of imprinting. So, that's how he was influencing what the noise version of himself inside that fake city did. My goal was to save both boys. Unfortunately, I could only save one. A pseudo-parallel world like that one is special, in that it is heavily dependent upon its creator, which was Coco in this case. A considerable imagination is required to create such a world, far greater than that of any run-of-the-mill Reaper. I suspect someone must have given that little girl a hand. Interesting. And what about those mysterious visions that invaded Neku's consciousness? What about that abnormal power and whoever created it? What about the Reaper resummoned into the UG via a refinery sigil? That was Minamimoto. All of these phenomena occurred almost simultaneously with the aforementioned incident in Shinjuku, that is, the inversion. But is it possible a single event could truly have such widespread repercussions? I'm determined to find out. I have no idea where this is going, but I'm ready for it whenever it's going to happen. I'm just waiting. Just waiting for it to happen. Oh boy. So I will find now some trailers. Let's watch those quick. I got time. Yeah, let's see. Review anime trailer. I don't think there are any English dubs for this, and I don't even know if they have any planned for it. But yeah, let's watch this here. I can turn the volume up. Wonder whose voice that is. Probably Shades. Megumi Kitanichi. Beat and rhyme. Frog noise. Oh, pact creating. Higashizawa. Ooh, that moment. Oh wait, hang on. I want to see if. Oh, there aren't even any closed captions on it. So there's one. Let's see if there are any more. Is this the same? Yeah, that looks the same. Trailer 2. Oh, 6 days ago. Really recent. Let's turn on this. Korean? It's not Korean. Why would it do that? Korean? Why does it only let me do Korean? That's weird. Two-player pins. People just go right through him. I wish I knew what he was saying. It does look cool. He's hearing people's thoughts. But of course, nothing happens. This music sounds pretty cool. I'm down for music like this. Oh, that's nice. Oh wow, that's creepy. Don't know what you are. I think that's all there is then, because that said it was trailer 2. So, there we have it. That is all of The World Ends With You. I've had a ton of fun going through this, even though my throat is kind of destroyed a little bit from reading so much. But yeah, I think I'm gonna I'm gonna go eat, and then I might come right back with some not the world with you, with some Kingdom Hearts Recoded, because I'm excited to get back into Kingdom Hearts. I'm just excited. I'm having tons of fun doing this. Cycle gotta hike, collect, select, show me your best crystal places. Good song anyway. Yeah, so I think I'll schedule it for 7. I should be ready to be back by then. I know that's going to be late for my normal watchers who aren't even here right now, but yeah. Hopefully, I think you're the only one here, Deport Master, so maybe you could return for that, maybe not, but VOD people, if there are any of you, which I hope there are, I hope you're having fun with this too. But yeah, that's all I got. I will see you in just a little bit, hopefully. Goodbye.